next question, next topic, that is the functions. Okay, let us understand. For doing sum of elements in number list, can we use? Yes, we can use number list dot sum. Yes, we can use. It is not 15 and 22. Don't worry. If it is not 15, please make sure you understand this in the first go. Now, this is very, very, very important for the AI perspective. Okay, it is not important for data science. It is not important for machine learning also, but it is very important for AI. Okay, please make sure you understand in the first go, and avoid any confusions in the later part of the session. See the definition. In Python, a function is a reusable. Yeah, in Python, a function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task or a set of tasks. Okay, please make sure you understand in the first go. In Python, a function is a reusable block of code that performs a specific task or a set of tasks. Now, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Let's understand with an example. I'll give you one example where, let's say, I want to find code to return whether the given number is odd or even. Okay, odd or even. Now, listen to this carefully. If I want this, what I'll do, what is the condition? The condition is I'll be mentioning the number. Let's say number is equal to 5. And if this number mod, let's say 2, is equal to 0, then we are printing the value that is even. Else, we are printing it is odd. Very simple. Yes or no? Right? If I run it, you can see it is giving me odd. And if I change that to an even number, it is giving me even. Now, we know this particular question, or we know this particular code. Now, imagine after 15, 20 days, what I'll do is I'll quickly ask you, what is the code for to find out the value, whether the value is even or odd. Okay, if you don't know the code also, just if I give you a number, find me whether it is odd or even. Okay, this is the task I'm giving to you. If I give you one number, find whether it is a odd or even. Now you have to show me. Now, how will you show me? Okay, now this is the question. So what you will do is, this particular program that you have written just now, you are saving somewhere. Okay, just like you saved this DSML AI batch 1 in Google Drive. Let's say I will be saving this particular file inside one function name. Now, this is a file name we call it as, but this is a function. Okay, so let's put this entire code inside a function. So what I'll do is, first of all, I'll give an indent. And here we'll create a function. So to create a function, you are mentioning def. Def means we are defining a function. Now here I'll mention the function name as odd even. Okay, just like a variable name, you're supposed to give it. You cannot start with a number. You cannot give a space. So let us give the function name as odd even. And whenever you're giving a function, you have to open and close a bracket. Okay, and also a colon is must here. Okay, define odd even and open and open and close bracket. Now, what we are supposed to give inside this bracket, what we are supposed to provide inside this bracket. Now, inside this bracket, you are providing the number. Okay, you are providing the same variable name num that you have provided in the if condition. Okay, now this is called as a parameter. Okay, now this is called as a parameter. Don't worry, I'll show you the syntax also. Now, if I run it, what do you think the output will be? If I run it, can you tell me what might be the output? Anybody? If I run it, what might be the output? Exactly, it is nothing. It is nothing. Why? Because see here, odd or even, and we have provided number, in the sense parameter, right? We have not provided any value for it. It is not, it is basically this particular file has been stored inside this odd even function. Okay, it is just stored inside it. Now what you're supposed to do is, you are supposed to call it, or basically you are supposed to open it. Just like we are opening the file, we are supposed to open the file. But here we are not basically terming it as opening a file. Here we call it as function call, or basically we are calling the function. So to call the function, you're writing the same function name, that is odd even, and inside the bracket, now we are providing the value for that num. Okay, for example, if I give the value as 5, so what happens is that 5 value will be reflected here, and the 5 will be 5 mod 2 is equal to 0. It will check it is, if it is not, and it will print odd. Let's see. Can you see? It is printing odd. But if I give the value as even, let's say 6, can you see? It is giving me the value as even. Okay. Now, what I'll do, if you think it will run in the same cell, no, it will run anywhere. Okay. If you go to the new cell also, if you run it here also, I mean, if you call odd-eve, and if you give the value, let's say 7, can you see? It is giving me the output as odd. So you don't have to write the exam, I mean, write the code again and again. Okay, you don't have to write the code again and again. What you're supposed to do, it is stored automatically inside the function name. You're just calling the function name. So whenever you're calling the function name, every single thing that is inside that function will run automatically, and you're just providing the value for it. So once you're writing the code and you're saving the function name, now every time you require that code, you're just calling the function, not the entire program you're supposed to write. Now, this is the biggest advantage of using a function. Is there any doubts regarding this? Is there any doubts? Okay. I'll give you one task that you're supposed to do. Yes, now this is called as a code reusability, right? Exactly. So it is called as code reusability. You can see reusable block of code. Now, let's say I be using this particular code again and again and again in my function, or again and again and again in my program. So what I can do, instead of writing it once again and again, I can just make use of this function. We are calling the function and put it inside the program. What it will do, it will just extract that code from the function name and it will execute. Okay. Exactly. Reduces the line of code. Very good. Now what I'll do is, see, instead of manually writing this, okay, is there any method that we can ask the user what type, I mean, what number he wants to input? Can we ask the user? Let's see. Exactly. We are supposed to use the input, but how to use it? See, here I'll just copy the same thing. Code to return whether the given number is odd or even from the user. Okay. Now what I'll do is, I will not mention a parameter. Okay. I'll remove the parameter now. Okay. And inside the function, now here, I will ask the value from the user, that is num is equal to input, enter a number. Okay. Now what happens is, this entire program is present inside the function odd-eve. So you don't have to call it, I mean, you don't have to give manually the value here. Automatically, it will run this. So whenever it is running this, first thing that it will be asking is enter the number. So once you have entered the number, it will be stored here, and it will check whether number is divisible by 2 and the remainder is equal to 0. If it is, then it is even. Otherwise, it is odd. So you don't have to give it manually, but instead, I'll just run it once again. Yes. Now, well, we don't have to give any value. You're just calling the odd-eve and you're basically running it. So can you see here, it is asking me the number, let's say 6. Okay. Can you see it is giving me the output and it is stopping. Now, let's say I have multiple numbers. Okay. Let's say I have to check for 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9. Now, these main numbers I'm supposed to check manually, or basically it should be asking me the input value, and we are supposed to put that value inside it, and I'm supposed to get the output. So what I'm supposed to do, so that I'm supposed to no, exactly. So how many times we are supposed to loop it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, 6 number of times we are supposed to actually loop it. But the problem is, let's say we have more than that. Okay, first of all, we'll do it. I'll give you the perspective of how to do it. First of all, let us give the intent for the for loop. Now let us write the for loop for I in range of what is the range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. Okay, now it is giving me 1. So I'll mention 2, I'll mention 3, I'll mention 6, I'll mention 8, I'll mention, I'm sorry, I have not given the value for the last one. We'll run it once again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. Okay, I've given 7, not a problem. Okay. So can you see exactly it is running 6 times and it is ending. But can we say every time this will be given? No. So it might be more than this also. So what is the solution for this? It can be more than this. No. What is the different? I mean, one more loop that we have learned. Exactly. It is a while loop, right? So if I use a while loop, basically I can run it infinite number of times, correct? So I'll just change this to while and I'll mention true. Okay. But the problem here is it will loop it infinite number of times, right? It will loop infinite number of times and you have to, there should be an option where you can stop it, right? So first of you can, uh, let's say if the user enters 0, okay, if the user enters 0, then it will basically stop. Okay, if the user enters 0, that means the loop will stop. Let's see. So I'll mention elif if the number is equal to 0. Okay, if the number is equal to 0, we can mention number is 0 and we are supposed to break the loop. How to break the loop? We are supposed to write a function called as break. Okay, this will basically break the loop and we'll go to the else condition. And here we can mention the value as odd. Now let's see. Let's run it and let's run this. Okay. Now we'll give some random value 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see it is basically running, right? It is not ending. So if I give any value, let's say some random value, you can see it is even and it is giving me some odd. I mean, it is basically running until unless I press 0. You can see. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Because anything that is, if the value itself is 0, obviously, yeah, that is a problem. So what you have to do is this condition. So I'll manually stop it. Yeah, that is the reason you have to try and test. So what is the thing is this condition should be first. Okay, this condition should be first, and it should come. I mean, whatever the next value is there, or whatever the other values are there, that should be the next condition. So what I'll do is I'll change this to number mod 2 is equal to 0, and this I'll change to number is equal to 0. And let's change the print statement also. Okay, now let's run it. Here also let us run it. Okay, let me give 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, okay. It is only running twice. Why is that? Oh, I'm sorry. We have not removed the break. I'm sorry. Let's run it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it is running now. So until unless I give 0, you can see number is 0 and it is basically stopping. So basically, this is how you develop a program where if it is very much complex and you are not able to understand the first go, what you're going to do is you are trying and testing. Okay, test it until you are getting the correct answer, and basically store that particular code inside a function. So anymore, if you want to use it, basically you can just call that function. You don't have to write the entire code. Okay, you just have to call the function and it will do everything for you. Okay, you don't have to write the code again and again. So this is the helpful feature of Python where you can understand the meaning of functions. Any doubts? Any doubts regarding the functions? Okay. So we have some several problems regarding this function, and tomorrow's class will be the last class for the basics. Okay. So tomorrow Saturday, right? So in this week we have completing the basics, and from Sunday onwards, most probably because since we have missed the last class and I was not well in the previous class, yesterday. So that is the reason we did not have class yesterday. So most probably you'll be having 2 hours of classes on Sunday. Okay, 2 complete hours of classes on Sunday. So it might be from 10 to 11, sorry, 10 to 12 or 11 to 1. I'm not sure if I'm fine because I'm still having fever. If I'm fine, I'll do it on Sunday. And if not, we'll do it some other day. Okay, we'll take 2 hours. Okay, usually it will be having, usually it will be from 11 to 12, but since we have missed the yesterday's class, we'll be getting the values from getting the class from 10 to 12. Okay, yes, so tomorrow's class most probably will complete all the functions and basically the basics, and from Sunday's class we'll start with the data science, that is the numpy, pandas, everything. Okay, yes, so quickly I'll be sharing the collab link, and if anyone requires any doubt, kindly let me know in the chat box. I'll tell you when to post your queries, not right now. Wait for my instruction. Kindly wait for my instruction. Kindly write your yes, you can post your queries here quickly. You can post your queries. Okay, prime number, right? Okay, we'll quickly do that. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. We'll do a quick understanding of how to create a program for the prime or consonant. Okay. I'll write that. Okay, let us write it that here. If anyone wants it, kindly wait it. Kindly wait. Otherwise, you're good to go. Okay. If anyone requires this particular program, you can wait. Otherwise, you're good to go. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you on tomorrow's class. But if you require this prime problem, then kindly wait for 2 minutes, and we'll complete this, and I'll get back to all the queries, rest of the queries. Okay. Yes. So to check the prime number, checking prime number. Okay. To check the prime number, basically we require for loop. Let me tell you why. But before that, let me get the value from the user. So number int input, enter a number. See, the prime, first thing that you're going to do is you are writing a if condition. The if condition, because if the user enters 1, now 1 is not a prime number, 1 is not a consonant, right? So it is basically, we can say null. So what you do is you are writing a if condition where if the number is lesser than or basically it is equal to 1, then we can say that it is not a prime number, right? Number is not prime. Okay. Now, only if it is else condition, then only we are supposed to check. But how to check it? First of all, let's say, let's assume that it is prime. Okay. Let's assume the number it is prime, because everything that is greater than 1, we cannot mention it as a prime number, right? So let's just assume that is prime is equal to true. Let me tell you why. Okay. I'll assume that basically we are assuming it is prime for timing. Okay. Assuming that it is prime. Now, after assuming, what I'll do is I'll check whether it is divisible from 2 to number minus 1. In the sense, okay, let me write the for loop. So for I in range, it will start from 2. Why? Because it cannot start from 1. It has to be starting from 2, and it has to go till num. For example, if the number is given as 3, okay, if the number is given as 3, whether 3 is less than equal to 1, no. So it is not printing this, and it is coming to the else condition. Now, basically we are considering it, the t value as true. But what is this I value? I value is 2 now. Okay, I value is 3 because it is the starting value. So I value is 2, where the 2 is in the range of 2, 3. Yes, it is in the range. Now, if it is in the range, then we are checking one more if condition, that if the number, whatever number is there, it is basically whatever the remainder is there, and if it is divided by I, that is 2, should be equal to 0. So prime number, we can say that it should be basically equal to, divisible by 2. Yes or no? So 3 cannot be divisible by 2, right? It has a remainder. So that is the reason is prime. can be false. I mean, if it is equal to 0. Okay. Imagine 3 was given. So 3 mod I, that is 3 mod 2 is equal to 1 it will be. So it is not is prime is equal to true. I mean, it will be true only. It will not change into false. And here we are basically breaking. But if the value is not equal to 0, then we are writing if condition, one more if condition, but it will be outside the for loop. That is, if is a prime, then we are printing number is a prime number. Else, we are printing number is not a prime number. Let's understand whether it works or not. If I give, let's say 5, okay, 5 is a prime number, it is giving. Let me mention 4, okay, is not a prime number. Let me mention 8 is not a prime number. Let me give, let's say 7. Can you see? We are getting the correct output, right? So let me mention, let's say 13 is a prime number. What about 9? Now 9 shouldn't be a prime number, right? Sorry, it shouldn't be prime number because it is divisible by 3, and yeah, it is divisible by 3. Let's check. Can you see? It is not a prime number. Why we are getting this? Because of this. Okay, because of the statement. That is number, right? Number is nothing but 9 now, right? 9 is divisible by I. What is the I value? That is 2, right? So if it is, it basically checks whether it is equal to 0, which is not. So is prime will be false, right? Is prime will be false and it will break, and it will basically print this. Okay. I hope everyone has understood this. Yes. Any other doubts? One by one. Kindly mention your one by one. For the new joinings, how could you comply? For the new joinees, kindly make sure you are visiting the old lectures. It is in the recorded sessions. 1 second, guys. Yes. So completed. Okay. See why we are not using file handling, because file handling is a topic of data structures and algorithm. Okay. If I use that here, we'll be taking a lot of time to understand Python itself. Okay. So Python, I'll be teaching you what is required inside and what is required for data science, what is required for machine learning. I will be teaching you that right now. But if it is required for AI, if it is, if the Python, advanced Python is required for basically understanding of AI, then we will understand all those things, all those important things of Python. Okay. As of now, I cannot make you understand everything about Python, because this is not the basic lectures of Python. This is about data science, machine learning, as well as AI. So whatever is required for data science, I'll be teaching you that. The topics of Python, I'll be teaching you that, because we have only limited hours. I cannot keep on teaching you just Python, because we have 3 different topics to be covered, right? So 1 week we have dedicated for understanding the basic that is required for data science, that is required for machine learning, and that is, if it is required for AI, then we'll do it in the later part of the session. Okay. Yes, it will be enough. So that means it is basics. It is not, again, I'm telling you, I have done the masters in data science. Okay. I have done the masters in data science, and we have taken 2 years. I've taken 2 years to complete it. So imagine how much is there just in data science. I'm not talking about machine learning. I'm not talking about AI. Just in machine learning, I have taken 2 years to complete. So can I complete that 2 years portion for you in 60 hours? Obviously not, right? So that is the reason we are taking some important topics and we are teaching you guys. That is required for AI, that is required for machine learning, that is required for AI. It is not everything that we are teaching. If I teach everything, no one can understand, because that is too difficult to understand in this particular topics. And then you can explore on yourself which is best to you, whether the machine learning is good for you, whether the data science is good for you, or whether the AI is good for you. Okay, you can take the topics and you can work it on